Hello there. It's been a little while. If I'm perfectly honest, March and April were quite difficult months for me. I was uh, very low, and everything, even the smallest tasks, I found really difficult. I pretty much just walked Henley every day because I had to, obviously, and that was all I really got done. But I took the resistance as a signifier to look inward for what I really needed in that moment, and I feel like I really learned something from that period of time. So I took it as a sign to just slow down and rest and heal and just give myself what I needed. So, yeah, I didn't do a lot, and I just, like I said, rested, and it was actually really lovely. It wasn't fun not having the energy or motivation to do anything, but it was really nice just giving myself that space to do nothing and to just really feel in my feelings and be aware of them and my emotions. And I don't think that everything happens to you for a reason, but I feel like you can find a reason out of everything. And I really learned a lot from this period of time. I can be really hard on myself and not give myself the rest periods that I need. So I really learned that that was a huge thing for me the past couple of months. I tried to not put pressure on myself, to not give myself tasks in my head to do preemptively. I made sure that I was feeling out in the day what I felt capable of doing. Last year, when I did all my planting in spring, I looked at it as a chore, sadly, and I didn't get as much enjoyment from it as I do when I'm gardening and tending to my plants. So I really took the time to just take the pressure off and enjoy the moment. This is part two of rescuing my pothos. Um, it's quite it's a little sad to see it like this because it used to be such a huge lush plant, but all the leaves just died and it just wasn't doing great. So I figured to take it back to its basics, but this is me tending to it again, because it just needed a little touch up. Some more parts just needed cut off, and I was just repotting or adding leaves that I had had in water that now have some roots just to fill it out a little. And a little tip for you if you have pothos and you're not sure how to care for them, they need a good watering, but they don't need to be watered a lot or regularly, maybe once or twice a month. But we have new shoots coming through, so I'm hoping in the summer we will see lots of new growth and maybe some new vines. Strawberry plants are, I feel like, one of my favourite plants. They're just very resilient, and I was shocked to learn that berries or strawberries survive through winter in Scottish winter. Yeah, I don't know why I thought, I just figured they were berries, so they were more delicate and they couldn't handle harsh winters. So that was a really lovely surprise I found out many years ago when I started growing strawberries. But I don't know, I just love the way that they grow. So I cleared it out to help them come back in the spring this year. As you can imagine, when you're not feeling great, eating and eating well was very low on my list of priorities. With everything else the past 2 months, I just went with what I was feeling. I definitely tried to make sure I was drinking enough liquid, but I maybe wasn't eating as regularly or as much as I used to, but that was fine. I just didn't want to put that pressure on myself. So this is me trying to make some healthy snacks, and I actually love bowls like this. Hummus with some pita bread is so good just on its own, but with some salad and then a hot veggie type stew is just so good. But yeah, so I really love it making food like this, so it was quite nice eating vegetables again. And a huge thing that actually got me through this period was The Office. I was so happy that it had 9 seasons. I probably watched all 9 seasons in just one of the months, but it was just so good for my soul. I just sat on the couch after doing the chores that I had to do and just watched The Office all day. I think there was one day I probably almost watched a season. I sat for 8 hours, but it spoke to me. I don't let myself do that, so it was what I needed in that moment, and it was so good. The UK has just come out of another lockdown that started right at the start of January. Scotland technically has had 4, which is great. So I haven't really done any exercise properly since last April, but I have done it on and off, since then. But I haven't done anything since January. So restorative yoga is my key to getting myself feeling capable and strong in my body again, just to start off. I also think it's a really great way to just feel back in your body again. It's really gentle, but it feels really good. I have been wanting to compost for such a long time, but traditional composting that's outside can take a bit of time and a little bit of effort. I'm obviously at my parents' house, so this isn't where I will be forever, so I couldn't put something that they didn't want to keep going or that was going to take space in their garden. So when I came across Bokashi composting near the end of last year, it really intrigued me. And so this is me starting off. I didn't want to order a Bokashi bin because we had this plastic bin in our garage, and I just felt like I would rather repurpose it because we weren't going to use it and buy something brand new. So I basically just put lots of drainage holes in the bottom and measured out and cut down a piece of wood to allow no air to get to the food scraps. We have loads of little plastic tubs, so I put them just beneath each of the drainage holes because the liquid will come out the bottom, which is great fertilizer for your plants, but it needs to be diluted. And that's pretty much it. I got oh my goodness, what's it called? It's Bokashi yeast. I can't remember what it's called. But it's like a really active sort of yeast that you go on top just to accelerate the composting process. So I added my scraps every 2 days, pressed all the air out, and then after a week the tub was full and I just let it sit for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, that's it time to go outside, to go into the soil, which was something that's like my favorite part of the Bokashi composting system, is that it's so fast, and I feel like it's really accessible to everyone. You can buy Bokashi bins that are smaller than this and a lot more compact to fit in your kitchen. This was obviously just what I had, and I, like I said, would rather reuse something. So I think anybody can do it. If you've got pots in a garden or just a balcony and you want to grow stuff, then I would definitely use this. It actually makes me so excited that I'm putting so much nutrients into my soil and creating soil. It's something that I've just recently been learning, and it's just such a exciting and important concept that we're just sadly not taught. So I basically just made sure there was a good layer of soil at the bottom, added a good layer of the food scraps, which are still basically food, they've just obviously in the process of decomposing. Add another layer of soil, and then you have to leave it for a good couple of weeks before you can plant, because the food scraps in the Bokashi bin are very acidic, so you need to let them balance a little, and it'll de-acidify, if that's a word, in the soil. But I've got loads of time because I'm not going to be putting anything in these till the end of May at the earliest. The main thing that I've learned from this period of not feeling myself, not feeling capable or motivated, and just really low, is just to protect your energy, to say no to the things that you really don't want to, that you know are going to deplete your energy resource, and just to take the time to rest and heal. It's very underestimated in our society, but I do think things are changing, probably not as fast as they should be. So don't feel guilty. You need to take rest in order to keep going, in order to live the life you want. Your body can't run on thin air. So take the time to recharge and rest, and try and have at least one day off a week where it's just yours to do with whatever you want. And if you want to do a little bits and bobs, or you want to do a bit of work, just make sure that it's truly what you feel capable of doing that day. And there is no shame in sitting in front of the TV for 8 hours to watch The Office. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.